This is the part of the podcast where we basically like talk. We start talking.
We talk at you.
You know, no, it's like they're coming.
man.
It's like they're coming into a conversation. Hey,
Right.
Evan, how are you, man? Like, you cool? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we'll
I'm a
eventually do
little
like the
tired.
official thing. You're tired? No, that's not my fault.
I didn't. That was your fault.
How long did it take you to do laundry?
Well, didn't just do laundry. We watched a movie too.
And that movie would be
Dead Poet Society.
Oh, Captain
She,
My
she,
Captain.
she had never seen it, so I was like, I gotta see Dead Poet Society. It was like $5 at
Fun
Target.
fact, I have seen that movie.
Wow!
Dead Poet Society is
Congratulations!
awesome.
This is the first time
I
Tyler
cry
has
every
seen a
time.
movie. Everyone, I will if I can find it. I will put applause. I'm probably too lazy.
Give my own applause.
How does it feel to have seen a movie, Tyler?
Man, it's a life-changing experience. Really,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
incredible.
If you're gonna see
Pictures
one,
that move.
Dude.
That's why it's called a movie.
wow, I didn't know that.
Hi, folks. Welcome to the Blue Eclipse podcast. We have ourselves a new person. We'll get to him in a second. I'm Frank Joseph Hall,
I'm Tyler D. Spence.
and this is
I'm Evan Plumley.
no middle name.
Shame.
We found out
You
Zach's
gotta, you
middle
gotta
name.
earn that.
We found Zach's middle name.
You gotta
It
earn
was
What's
that.
Zach's middle name?
Richard.
Richard.
Zachary Richard Dunkerton.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is Evan Plumley, and he is our newest roommate. Therefore, he's contractually obligated to also take part in all things Blue Eclipse.
I'm against being taken against my will.
Oh, you're not against your.
You're
Well,
paying rent. That's not against your
Yeah,
will.
I'm talking about this podcast here. I didn't agree to this.
Yeah,
I'm
you
pretty
did.
sure you did.
I did agree to
You
this.
pretty sure.
definitely, you definitely said, yeah. I mean, I'll be on the podcast.
Pretty sure at some point.
100%.
Yeah, especially like 2 nights ago when he's like, yeah, sure. And then we woke him up and he's like,
He's like, man,
It's like, man, I gotta wake up at earlier than 1 o'clock.
on a day that won't be specified. So Evan, I will introduce. So this is the Blue Eclipse podcast where we talk about a topic for 30-ish minutes.
Yeah, and because you're a good friend and you've liked and subscribed already, so you already know what this is
Yeah,
about.
I know what it's
a little
about.
bit.
No, this is actually a formal interview
What?
to see if you should like. You're a part of Blue Eclipse, but are you?
I don't know.
Tyler and I
You
have
tell me.
prepared questions
Oh God.
Yeah, we have questions for you.
just to make sure you're on the up and up. How can we fully trust that?
I'm gonna let the lead interviewer
I don't like where this is
go
going.
first.
So these are a mix of very serious questions.
Okay.
Take all of them at face value.
Okay.
I want your full and honest opinion of these serious questions.
Okay.
All right. Is this understood?
Sure. Yeah.
The internet will watch this.
I
It will
don't-
be up there for years.
I will watch it.
If not until the internet eventually destroys itself.
Cool.
All right. First question. Have you subscribed to our channel?
I have.
All right. Well, no, I'm good.
Wow. Is that it?
I mean, we have more important questions than that.
Oh
but
man.
yeah.
Oh man. There's more.
Yeah, way more important
Cool.
questions.
Thought I won.
Here's how we'll handle this. I'll ask a few questions. Tyler will ask a few questions. These are all very important questions. And then
Okay.
we have a complex system involving numbers,
A bunch of tallies. You know,
pie chart or two, and then we'll determine whether or not you make it into Blue Eclipse or not.
Mhm.
Now, let it be known, you are the first person to have to go through this task.
Yeah.
So,
you won't be the last though. Let's make
Okay.
that. We're facing a landmark here today.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
unless we don't feel like it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
cool.
So, out of the podcast, behind the scenes, the series, Chore Wars, and various skits we're going to do, and vlogs and whatever, what is your favorite and what are you most forward to being a part of?
I really liked behind the series. The series. I watched that like straight through. Is there any more? I haven't checked the channel.
No.
in a second since I've been-
They behind the scenes, the series, season
Season
2.
one.
Well, season 2 will come out next year, January, hopefully.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Okay. All right. Good to know. We will write you into the script somehow.
Okay.
Good.
Good. All right. All right. Next question. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Thanks. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, you enjoying living here?
Yeah, it's good. It's different. I like it though.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, I have to look up. I have to think of other questions. Tyler, you have any questions?
Hey, so this is, totally serious. You ever clean a pool before?
Well, this is a very important question. Folks, I have a pool. Continue.
I have actually. One of our houses back a few years ago, our pool filter completely got shot. We had to skim it ourselves and
Yeah.
stuff. So, are you asking I have to clean the pool now because it's
No, we pay a guy for that.
okay?
that's part of the
Cool.
rent.
It's like
Silly goose.
That's
I don't mind doing it if y'all want.
No, that's part of the rent.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. We actually used to have solar panels on that, and then they started leaking something fierce, so we got rid of them.
Yeah.
So now we just let that nature to heat the pool. It doesn't work in the winter times.
Cool.
But it's also Florida.
So the real question is, though, like the actual question
this is
is when we played Sonic Adventure 2. All right.
No, this is an important question. I don't know why you're laughing.
Because
This is an interview.
Serious question.
First of all,
very
why
serious
did you
question.
show up in a hoodie for an interview? Regardless, continue.
So Sonic Adventure 2, right?
Yeah.
Great game. We all agree.
Yes, of course.
But just how excited were you when that first theme song came on?
Rolling
As
fast.
Sonic went right down that hill away from
My
that truck.
excitement was immeasurable.
All right, follow-up question. How excited are you for the movie?
My disappointment is immeasurable.
That's a fair question. All right. So this is again very serious questions. If you had a choice between living on the moon or living on the sun, in which case you could survive in both situations, which would you do?
The moon.
Why?
Because even if I could survive on the sun, I don't like it being so hot. It's hot. I don't like.
You just don't like the heat. You like the freezing cold instead.
Yeah,
Follow-up question. Why are you in Florida?
because my family moved here when I was like 5 or 10, and I didn't have a choice. I've been here.
The irony is they moved from Virginia to here, and now his parents moved back to Virginia.
Amazing.
The irony.
It's full circle. I decided to stay.
Yep, and you stayed anyway. All right. What can you bring to Blue Eclipse besides your winning personality?
Banjo music.
That's fair. That's fair. That's it.
Got a lot of uses
That's
for
it.
banjo
That's it.
music.
Interesting. All right. I'm gonna have to reevaluate on the level of banjo music to let's see. But
Cool.
is there anything you want to learn?
Like what? What's what? Do you,
That has to do with the production value of this, like in general. Like,
I'm just excited to learn as we go. It's about the whole thing.
all right, that's a fair question. I said it correctly. It was a fair question.
That's a fair.
I don't know about if it was a fair answer. We'll find out.
Okay.
Algorithms. It's all about the algorithm.
So there's a lot going on in this wall right here. A lot of games.
Yeah.
You've probably played some of these
I've
games.
played probably one of those things. Yeah.
If you have not,
If you have not, I don't know why we aren't playing
Yeah.
one right after this, honestly. But do you have any favorites on this wall? Is there anything here that you've enjoyed immensely?
What was that? There was one where we played where it was like it was like a D&D type. You sat us down and played it for I forgot what it was called. And it was,
Betrayal at Baldur's Gate.
was that it?
Yeah, where we were going around, and then it turned out we were actually transported to. There was some vampires, and I think we were actually
Remember
transported to Barovia.
Something like that. I do remember that. Yeah.
So it's like
Foreshadowing.
foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. That's great.
Yes. That was.
Yeah, no, that's a fun
That's the
game.
one I liked.
That's definitely a game that you need to like recognize. It's not about who wins, because sometimes they're not balanced at all. Sometimes you fight a red dragon, and you're like, nope, we're gonna lose.
It's gonna be great.
All right, I have a question.
Go for
It's
it.
very important. Obviously, I'm at the
questions.
top of your list, but between Tyler and Darius, who's your favorite?
I'm gonna. I can answer that question.
Why not?
Are you abstaining from the question?
This is an
Are you pleading the fifth?
inappropriate question.
Testing my.
I don't know Darius as well,
Okay,
so
so
I
Tyler.
have to lean to
So
Tyler because
Tyler.
I've lived with him for a week.
It has officially.
Wait,
let
has
it
it
be
actually
known.
already been a week? Something
It
like
has
that.
been a week, but by the time this podcast comes out, it'll have been several weeks.
Oh, wow.
So, follow-up question: what's the worst thing about living here? After the weeks you have lived here, what's the worst thing?
I don't. It's only been a week. I don't know.
Predict the future.
I could already tell you one answer that I'd pick. We haven't had a dryer for the past couple
That
of
is a
days.
good point. We've not
And
had
we
a
found
dryer.
out that our dryer wasn't working through my load of laundry.
Oh man.
And then I did a load, and then I had to do a load again. It's someone else's. It was fun week. And I have to do laundry before I leave for several weeks.
So, follow-up question to his follow-up
And
question.
then I have a follow-up question.
What's the best part about living here so far in this past week?
Just it's the first time I've ever been on my own, and I'm glad to be able to have roommates that are actual like my friends and not people that I can't stand, which is fantastic.
I've actually had a conversation with your sister-in-law. Yes, correct, Deb.
That's my sister.
And she was like, she prefers people she doesn't know, so that way she can lay the ground rules and not feel like, oh no, I'm being a jerk to my friends. And I'm like, no, I'd rather know people.
Wait till the ground rules get laid, and then you'll hate us. It'll be great.
Oh no, I'm in charge. What are you talking about? Us. You'll hate me. All right.
Oh, okay.
You're fine,
yeah.
Tyler.
No, we'll definitely have like actual chores and everything.
There's a
like,
whiteboard in there that we need to get set up.
Yeah.
I think we should just set it up on that wall right there.
next to
Personally,
Cap.
yeah, because that
Salute
way
every
we can
morning.
see
As
it
we-
on the way in, on the way out, and it'd be a good system.
So
Follow up question to the follow up
follow up
question.
question to the
To the
follow up
follow-up,
question.
to the follow-up question.
When are you getting that giant thing that we barely use out of my driveway?
What? Oh, the Yukon.
Yes.
Oh, that's. I told Dalton to roll into the street.
For those of you who can't tell, Dalton is sitting just off camera. By just off camera, I mean several feet off camera on a couch.
He's chilling.
He is. Yep, there he is.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the most he's going to contribute this podcast episode.
Yes, sir.
Dalton being Evan's younger brother.
Oh man.
So, you've seen Chore Wars, right?
Yeah.
Episode, whichever one has come out, but now the other ones will have come out.
There's 1 and 2. I saw there's 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Right?
and 3 drops next Monday.
It does it. Ooh, wow.
yeah.
But at the time, but when this comes out, another one, several will have dropped. Watch them, please. Tell your friends. Do you have any ideas for challenges in order to win? Do you have any ideas?
No.
Okay, good enough for me. Good enough for me. I mean, at some point you are part of the,
Yes, I know.
Chore Wars. That is another part of your contract.
I didn't sign any contract.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But you will have to participate in the War of the Chores at some point.
It's important.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we have to introduce you, man.
Hey, man.
How are they going to know who you are? Like, we can't just
Right
have
now,
those
they're
random.
introducing me right now.
Yeah, but
Don't
we have to
know, man.
introduce
Yeah,
you in
but-
several different series.
Yeah, but come on, man. Who watches the podcast? Come
I
on.
watch the podcast.
I think
like
like
it.
literally.
I also watch the podcast.
I think like our D&D group is about it.
Yay.
I like
Hello,
it.
D&D group.
I'm not going to name all your names because I love you all equally, and putting them in an order would mean that I have a favoritism.
Everyone knows that I'm Frank's favorite.
No,
This is true.
Xerxes is.
I was about to say,
Okay,
are
that's-
you
that's
the
the
favorite
same
or is
thing.
Xerxes the favorite?
All right, Tyler, any questions?
Hmm.
Serious.
Blue or red Gatorade?
Ooh, I mean, he clearly
Blue.
has orange.
Blue.
Blue.
It doesn't matter what color he has right now. What matters is whether he prefers blue or red. It's important.
Now, do you call it blue or red Gatorade, correct?
Yeah.
You don't call it by its actual flavor?
No.
Because that would mean you're a cop.
Oh, man.
You're not a narc, are you?
No. Oh, my gosh.
I didn't realize we made that jump.
Good, because we don't do anything illegal here, I promise, narc.
All right.
All right, good. Tyler, any more questions?
No, I think I'm. You know what? I think I'm pretty sold.
Well, we have like a lot more. We have to pad out. I'm going to find random questions. Tyler, think of some more questions.
Oh, I can think of some more questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go. Okay.
sure.
Yeah. Tyler, go.
So,
So,
out of the, what is it? How many years have you been alive?
22.
22.
How old are you?
So,
Interesting question.
Out of the
Interesting
22 years that you've been alive, what would you say has been the best year of your life?
Probably the first one. I wasn't conscious enough to realize.
To realize how depressing the world was and how everything is
Yes, exactly.
slowly descending and you're just aging and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Yeah.
Pay bills and stuff. And
Yeah, man. Like Brent.
I think we'll be good. I found 99 questions to
Ooh,
ask,
oh,
so we
man.
should be good.
That's beautiful, really.
But serious question: what do you want to do with your life?
why you have to ask me this on the podcast, man?
Because this is the
Because
podcast
it's
where
the
we get
podcast.
super serious and then like not serious in like a football
Yeah,
coin.
you got to go back and
I
forth.
thought we were gonna talk about movies and stuff, and I was like, cool.
Eventually,
Eventually.
Ah, man, I wasn't prepared for this. I just woke up, man.
That's fine. That's the best time to contemplate your life and everything you're doing in the future is when you first wake up.
What do I want to do with my life?
Yeah, man.
I want to eat. I want to eat food and sustain life.
well, in order, it's fun fact in America. In order to do that, you need a job.
I have a job.
Do you like that job?
Not. It's not a thing I want to do for forever.
And that thing you want to do forever?
I wanna either-
forever being a loose term
I'd-
right now.
I have two pipe dreams. You want to call them?
Don't want to call them pipe dream.
We call them pipe dreams. Just like things I'd like to do. You know, like as a career. First being, I'd like to. It'd be really cool if I could be able to make a career in the film industry some sort of way. Second, I'd love to be able to travel with a band and play banjo in like a bluegrass band.
Just banjo?
Or I love to. Banjo is my favorite instrument, so I'd like to do that. But I'd settle for mandolin or guitar or anything.
Right. You're just
The strings.
to be honest, you're just filling the quota for us for having more diversity in our music choices here.
So Tyler is a percussionist.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking strictly instruments we can play, Tyler's a percussionist. I have the brass, specifically of the low end.
You got some strings.
Yeah.
Got some
Going on
Hannah.
there.
Get the
Yeah,
violin
I'm
going.
learning piano as well as taking vocal lessons. So yeah, we got pretty good bases covered here. We just need a bassist.
Pedro.
Oh yeah, but he's too busy being a future award-winning board game designer.
That's
so
That's true.
Yeah, man.
yeah, so there's only so
busy.
much. Question: do you want a tattoo? You are dating someone who has who has multiple tattoos. Do you want a tattoo?
She has multiple.
I have thought about like tattoo only like loosely. I haven't like yeah, I'm gonna get a tattoo. I don't think I'm the kind of person that would look good with tattoos. Hannah disagrees. Hannah thinks I
Tyler,
look
would you
okay
also
with-
like to disagree on that? He thinks he would not look good in a tattoo.
I think if tattoos are done correctly, anyone can look good with tattoos. It just depends on how well the tattoo is done.
Okay.
And yeah, because like obviously, if I tattoo my throat, that's not gonna look good.
I'm gonna get a
I
mic
mean,
Tyson
you're right,
face
but
tattoo, right?
That's what I'm saying. It all depends on the tattoos that you get and how you go about it. But
Okay.
That's my opinion. But then again, I also want sleeves on both arms and all that other stuff.
Okay.
So really, does my opinion count when it comes to tattoos? I'm already gonna spend too much money getting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, man.
what's something you think about when you're alone?
The existential dread.
Can we all answer that question?
Sure, Tyler.
Sometimes I like to think about when I'm alone. I like to think about sort of where I'm heading, and sometimes also when I'm just like by myself, sometimes my brain will just be like, "Man, you know what? Not just existential dread, but just the fact that you suck." You know, that happens.
Wow, like I'm just like cool. Now I'm by myself. Awesome.
Yeah, see,
That's
the thing is,
mostly what I think about.
as I don't normally do well. Yeah, I was gonna say normally the only
Sleep
time
is
I
pretty
try
good.
the only time I try to be by myself is when I'm asleep.
He has a problem.
I like being around people.
It's true. That's the problem.
That's not a problem. It's fine.
As an introvert, that's the problem.
Not a problem.
Yeah, see, I'm not introverted in any way, shape, or form.
And that's perfectly okay.
What's qualities you really enjoy having in a friend? Like in general, what's a quality you really enjoy having in a friend?
know, just
and
like-
do Tyler and I have those qualities?
My biggest quality is humor. If I can joke around with you.
So we're screwed, Tyler.
no, I joke around with both you guys like a lot.
I don't know, man. I thought
Oh no.
I don't know. I think I don't think that's ever gonna get old. Well, yeah. First official dab on the Blue Eclipse podcast. What a shame.
No, you've definitely dabbed on this podcast
I feel
before.
like I've seen you dab before on
You've
the podcast.
definitely, as a person who edits the podcast,
Oh
you've
man,
definitely.
I dab more often than I remember. Oh no, it's all
Way-
bleeding together.
We're gonna put a dab counter at some
Oh,
point.
God.
We're gonna put a dab counter at
It's
some
like in the
point.
very bottom left corner. Just,
Well, no, not in the podcast.
oh, just somewhere. in the
Probably
house.
in
We
like.
should just keep one in the house on the whiteboard.
It's been how many days since last dab? 0.
Amazing, truly amazing. Do you have a preference of energy drink? If you drink energy drinks at all?
I like Red Bull for the taste, not for the energy.
I feel that. I feel that on a
Interesting.
spiritual
I can never
level.
drink it because, like, man, I gotta, get moving and get going. I just like the taste.
Interesting. Would you be able to? Would you rather? Yeah. Would you rather? I know. So original, but that's what this thing has given me. Would you rather be able to copy and paste in real life or undo?
Undo.
Interesting. Copy and paste or undo? See, I'd copy and paste infinite. Well, no, because it would have the same barcode, so you can
Undo.
Probably couldn't get it away
I'm
with
gonna,
that.
I'm gonna agree with our newest member here.
Well, I hate
Undo.
you. Never mind. Never mind what exactly.
That's like that's like that card in Fog of Love. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, there's a board game
Hey
called
man,
Fog of
if
Love.
you ever want to fall
great.
in love, it's a
You
pretty fun
make
game.
up you make up characters and like you give each other like distinguishing personality traits and stuff like that, and then you're trying to make a relationship work.
Yeah, I think the last
Tyler
time we
and I
did it,
fell in love.
we've fallen in
neither
love
time's
twice.
tech- we've
neither
attempted to fall in
We've
love
attempted
twice.
to fall in love twice, and it hasn't worked.
But we never broke up. So hi.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
We're not in love, but we're not separate. It's just forever depressing.
It's great. It's good.
Super
Sounds
fun,
healthy relationships.
Super fun game. Super fun.
This is an interesting one.
Okay.
Would you rather live permanently on a roller coaster or in a zoo? Would you rather live
In a
permanently?
zoo, I hate roller
Is
coasters.
this interview for you, Tyler?
No, but I felt obligated to answer the question.
Roller coaster or zoo? Now it's
Like,
not
is the
saying
roller
you have
coaster?
to.
Is the roller coaster always
I'm
going?
assuming. I would assume, more than likely during operating hours, yes.
But not when
But
not.
when it's not, then you can sleep in the roller coaster.
like when it's not moving.
I'm gonna go with the zoo.
Ask a question about the roller coaster, goes with the zoo.
Heck yeah, man.
That's great. Tyler, you have any more questions? You can be personal, not personal. What was the best thing before sliced bread? What was the best thing before sliced bread?
This interview is not for me, so I'm gonna let you answer this one,
I
buddy.
don't even.
What?
The best thing. I wasn't alive before
So sliced bread, as we all know, came into being in the 1920s.
Right.
I don't know if that's true. I think it was actually introduced at a World's Fair.
Okay.
So it's within the 20th century.
Okay.
So before the 1900s, what was the best thing?
Sliced bread.
What was the best thing before sliced? Or it might have been even like the 19th century, so the 1800s. But
So
regardless,
so is anywhere
best thing
1800s.
before sliced bread.
That's the best thing.
Best thing.
Jazz music in the Roaring Twenties.
That would be after sliced bread,
What? You
as we
said
just
that-
established before.
I look stupid on the podcast now.
It's fine. It's fine. No, you're good.
I
Continue.
don't think you know how many times I've looked stupid on anything that we've filmed. So really,
I actually have a counter.
you got to catch up. Yeah, it's a shame.
I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm. You don't know?
I don't know.
No, you don't know.
I don't know.
No, not even like the wheel.
I don't know.
I would argue
the
that's
Oregon
the greatest.
Trail.
The Oregon Trail.
Dysentery.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
All,
Okay.
yeah, all those people dying of disease.
Yeah.
Really
It's fantastic.
wonderful,
Best things
truly.
on sliced bread. Best things.
Rain or snow?
I'm gonna go rain.
Okay.
So yeah, the snow's nice.
Yeah, and then you
For
realize
about
you
2
can't do
seconds,
anything.
and it's like,
I see.
man.
My problem is I don't mind it being cold. It's just that you can't do anything in snow.
Yeah.
At least you could still attempt to function in rain. When the snow's too heavy, you literally just can't
Yeah,
do
you're
anything.
locked
I just
in
like
your
the
house.
sound of rain.
Rain's great.
Well, we are all Floridians.
That's true.
Well-
I'm honorary Floridian.
I mean,
I feel like I've lived here long enough.
I mean,
to be-
technically, I was born in Indiana, but I've lived here since I was like 5.
you
so
it's
lied to me.
wait a minute.
No.
I've been here over a
Dramatic
decade. I feel like I should.
Yeah.
I feel like if I can't remember the time I wasn't in Florida, I feel like I count as a Floridian.
All right. Would you rather have the ability to have an awesome beard, like the best beard ever existing, but you're bald, or have the hair you currently have but never be able to grow facial hair?
I'll take the hair I have now.
Interesting.
Gotta go with the beard.
I wasn't asking you,
I
Tyler.
know,
Again,
but-
we're gonna have to. Your employee evaluation's coming up, sir. It's been 6 months. I'm gonna put this in there.
Oh man.
Not willing to answer other people's questions. Do
Exactly.
you think that is annoying that Tyler's answering your question?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, man.
And that'll also go in there. It'd be a little stick it, no, like a post-it note that's like Evan was okay.
Evan was okay with it.
Smiley face, frowny face, question mark,
All kinds of question marks.
all kinds of question marks. Okay, we'll go to, since you were asking about movies. Do you have a top 5 list?
Ooh, I have a top 10 list.
All right.
Dude,
This
he's
is the
gonna-
kind of
he's gonna whip out the phone and everything. He's got it written down.
Bro, I had a top 10 list,
He's
and let me tell you,
prepared.
the amount of times it changes is insane.
So I don't have.
I haven't changed it in a while. It's been
12 Angry Men's my personal favorite. Really good. Really good.
I haven't.
I know.
Boy,
Do you?
I don't even have that for music.
So for the 4 movies you've seen in your life,
yeah,
Tyler.
4 movies that I've seen. Do I have a favorite?
Yeah. Mine's 12 Angry Men, easily. Love that movie.
I've seen 12 Angry Men.
See, yeah, like that was the one where I'm like, I remember in like 8th grade being like, oh, we have to watch a black and white movie. And then I was like, why am I interested? Ooh. And then I just was like super compelled.
I'm gonna let you go first before I try to decide
doing
what
this
even my
top
favorite
5 or-
movie is.
You
just
you
who
doing
did?
whatever. You can do it David Letterman style. Number 10.
I don't watch David Lemon. I don't
He just does 10 to 1.
okay.
The top 10 movies of Evan Plumley. Number 10.
Top 10 the whole time.
yeah, go for
sure.
it.
Yeah. You have
Do I have
you
to
have it.
explain?
If
one
we
or-
ask you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, if we ask.
Wow, he's asking too many questions for
I know.
us being the interviewers.
Yeah, come on, just read your list.
Told me I
man.
would be conducting the interview when I walked in.
Do you have any questions? Yeah, can I be the interviewer?
Yeah,
that's a good
what?
point.
Okay.
No one's ever asked that before.
The top 10. I made this list a while ago, so it might change
Yep,
recently.
well,
But this is
yep.
when I made it. This is my list. Okay.
Yeah.
Been generally the top 3 have not changed at all. So
Okay.
top 10. Star Trek from 2009, the J.J. Abrams
The
version.
first one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Number 9 is an indie film called The History of Future Folk. It's you can go into that later. I guess it's.
I have not heard of that one.
It's fun.
That's that let it be known. This is the first time I have not heard of a movie.
Number 8 is Prince Avalanche, starring Paul Rudd and Emil Hirsch.
All right, that's 2 movies I have. Are you a Paul Rudd fan?
I am a Paul Rudd fan.
Okay, interesting.
You
So
knew
you must
this.
have been really happy when he was cast as Ant-Man.
I was ecstatic. Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
Freaking love him as Ant-Man. Okay. So number 7 is Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal.
Interesting.
I'm very excited about the prequel series coming out on Netflix this August. I guess, is that a plug? That's a plug.
For people watching, I don't think, aside from Star Trek number 10, I don't think I've known any of these movies or anything.
So Jim
about
Henson created The Muppets.
Okay.
All right. And all of Sesame Street.
Oh.
And then he tried to do like this really dark film. And I think he was successful, but some people say like it wasn't his full vision.
It didn't do as well at the box office, and critically when it first came out didn't do well, but later, years later, it got like this cult following.
So it's like Labyrinth a little bit.
Kind of. Yeah. He also did Labyrinth.
Dance, magic dance.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Baz Luhrmann's The Great Gatsby. With Leonardo
Really?
DiCaprio. Yes, I loved that movie.
I dated a girl who that was her favorite movie.
Number 5 is The School of Rock, starring Jack Black.
Oh man,
I could watch that movie on a continuous loop.
Did you know that Andrew Lloyd Webber made a Broadway play version?
I did know that.
Wait,
And and the guy who did the Jack Black role is now playing Beetlejuice on another Broadway show.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really weird. He has a weird career. Continue.
Right, number 4.
Number 4.
Wes Anderson's Moonrise Kingdom.
Okay,
I've seen the poster.
Fun
in your
fact: I have actually heard of that movie. Haven't seen it.
Heard of it. It's wonderful.
So Wes
Because I like
Anderson-
Wes Anderson.
It's a delight.
Yeah.
So Wes Anderson, not to be confused with Wes Craven.
Oh.
Number 3.
This is
Number
the immovable
three.
3. The immovable 3.
Number 3.
So the Coen Brothers, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Okay. That's a great movie.
You have seen that one?
Yes. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
I'm personally a fan of No Country. For
No
Old
Country's
Men.
great.
I haven't seen No Country.
Country is fantastic.
Oh, buddy.
But
However,
Oh, Brother,
I can't watch No Country over and over again. It's very heavy.
Yeah.
Oh Brother, I can just be like, yes, it's on. I'll watch that thing.
But Javier Bardem is so
I know,
good
I
in
know.
like literally every single person in No Country is great.
I know.
It's oh man.
that's number 3. What's
Number 2.
Number
Number
two.
2. I think you probably both have. I know you've done this one. Edgar Wright, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah. Okay.
that's
Understandable. It's a really good movie.
We talked about this. I think Hot Fuzz is my personal favorite. Edgar Wright. That being said, Baby Driver.
Mine's Shaun of the Dead, but
Baby Driver is also really good. You just like it's not a story movie. It's I'm gonna watch really cool action scenes set to really good music.
yeah,
Which is fine.
That's the movie.
which is fun.
And
Number-
also John Hamm.
John Hamm is fantastic.
Number
one. Another Coen Brothers. Inside Llewyn Davis, starring Oscar Isaac, is my favorite movie.
Haven't heard of that movie or seen that movie.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac learned to play guitar for that.
No, he didn't. He already learned.
No,
how to
he
play guitar.
learned to play.
He already knew how to play guitar. That's why I
Argues
part
with
got cast because he had.
interviewee.
What did you
he
say
had
it was called?
Inside Llewyn Davis.
It's about Llewyn Davis.
I don't know who Llewyn Davis is. So
He's not a real person. He's
okay,
loosely
well.
based off a folk singer from the 50s and 60s, Dave Van Ronk.
All right. What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
That's
Howard the Duck.
You've actually seen it.
I own it.
It's okay. I own
Own it?
I own Suicide Squad just to show people this is how important editing is in a movie. Because this movie bad, so bad, like so
Real bad.
Like I didn't think it would get worse than Batman versus Superman, and it did. It got so
I also
much
wasn't
worse.
too fond of Tom Cruise's The Mummy.
Oh yeah, you
We
saw
talked
that
about
in theaters.
Yeah, I bought a ticket for that.
You gave them money.
I gave them money.
Oh man. All right, favorite movie that like is bad but you enjoy it.
Ooh, God,
so
I had
bad,
one.
It's good.
I had one. What was it? I'm drawing a blank.
I would argue some of the Fast and Furious movies go into that territory a little bit.
I haven't seen all of them. I really like the earlier ones.
We'll talk about 5 onward.
The first 2, I don't know if they're like so bad they're good. They're not good, but I like them because like nostalgia and they're cheesy, but I like it. But is the Fantastic Four movies, first two,
Chris Evans,
Chris Evans.
and Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
Oh man,
jeez.
it is so weird to see Chris Evans just change so much.
You know what movie I remember watching and really liking a lot when I was really young, and then looking back on it, I was like, man, this is where I get my crappy humor from. Was a Monster House. that movie, like
that must be its uvula, so it's a girl house. No, everyone has uvulas. No, I don't.
it's just that movie. Like I remember like when I like because just recently I saw like a scene from it again, and I was over here like. what? Like, I liked this? This was funny to me?
Yeah, like
God, I was an idiot.
What is it? Like it's the skinny, scrawny dude married a barely big lady, and then she was like super controlling, and then he pushed. No, she fell into the
the cement mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dark.
Yeah, spoilers for Monster House. Sorry, guys. God,
That classic-
Put a disclaimer on the bottom.
That classic movie that everyone shows their
Classic.
kids. What was it? Josh Ingert was talking about how he was showing his son the Mighty Ducks. He's like, finally. I get to, it's like showing him my childhood and then realizing, oh man, there's a lot more swearing in here. It's like, I don't know if I want to show my kid now.
The Mighty Ducks.
What is a movie you'd want to eventually show your kids? Like they are now old enough to enjoy movies. First movie you show them. Star Wars Episode 8.
Of course.
The Last Jedi.
The start of The Last Jedi. Okay.
I don't get any of this.
I have this like dream of like when I'm like old-ish and have kids and stuff, I can show them the Marvel Cinematic Universe from like start to finish.
You might have to skip through some scenes in Iron Man. There's definitely a scene where he's like, hey, pretty lady. And she's like, hey. And then it smash cuts to them in the bedroom.
Oh man, I was like 9 or 10 when I saw that. It's fine. The
right.
kids will be okay.
Yeah, see, you're fine.
All right,
Exactly.
I'm just giving you some heads up.
I know it's an Iron Man one.
He also dies. No, I'm kidding.
Spoilers.
Oh, man.
No, in the first one.
The first
not
movie,
in-
he died.
yeah, technically.
Remember?
Not in any current movies, which I think everyone's seen by now.
I hope so.
Yeah.
At least anyone watching. our
There was
podcast.
someone who just in the past week at our Bible study was like,
yeah.
I finally saw it. We're like,
They're
what
all
the
like-
heck is wrong with you? You just now saw
At least I
it.
saw it. It's good.
Yeah. It's almost on track to overtake Avatar. It's
very
like
close.
80 million away, which is not much.
Not much at all.
That's like
It's
1
very
week at the
Yeah.
box office. So good. Congratulations, Endgame. They probably already taken it. Any last lingering questions, Tyler? One last question.
Salt or pepper?
Wait, now are we
like
talking?
salt and pepper, like the
Yeah, are we
music?
talking the band or are we
No, I'm
talking?
talking literal salt versus
You know what?
literal pepper.
Follow-up question will be salt and pepper.
I mean, it depends on what I'm eating, I guess.
Lame.
I guess I go salt the majority.
Good man. Good
Okay,
man.
because I
Good
like
man.
pepper on eggs.
I mean, I do too, but
Okay.
that doesn't mean I don't enjoy salt and pretty much everything else. Like
Yeah, that's
normal
fair.
human beings.
That's fair.
We're called to be salt of the earth, Evan. There's a
true.
reason for
We're
that.
not pepper of the earth.
Now, the follow-up question: salt or pepper?
Neither Sir Patrick
I think
Stewart.
Peppa was on. I think Peppa was on one of the VH like celebrity house shows. So salt.
I'm a counterpoint with pepper.
I'm going with pepper.
Just because you say Peppa.
That's what
No,
I'm
man,
saying.
I'm just, you know.
All right. Final question. Are you ready?
For what?
Oh, dang it. That
It's
was
supposed to be the final question.
What's the final question, Evan? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I don't know what am I agreeing to? What am I ready for?
Just it's a yes or no answer.
Not willing to.
I'm not going to comply.
All right, we have to do some quick calculations. Tyler, Evan, could you leave? No, I'm kidding.
No, I can go. I can
No,
go.
that's
He's like, let me get off camera.
Bye.
Let me roll myself into the
I'm
kitchen
gonna
real
do some
quick while
quick
you do your
calculations. I'm going to
calculations.
do some quick calculations. Definitely not making up a number. If there's anything, you two want to vamp about.
Yeah, we can,
All right, I'm done.
Oh wow, that was quick. That was
Yeah,
quick
I know.
math.
Quick math.
math.
Quick math.
Well, to quote Jeff, how does he do math that fast? To which I respond, it's addition. It's not that
Hey
complicated.
man, some of us weren't good at math. Okay.
I know.
Hey, man.
Apparently, it's most
But-
of you
But
guys.
fun fact, if you play enough D&D, you get real good at it.
Groups of 10. That's how you do it. Groups of 10.
Okay.
So, Evan, out of our very scientific process, we were satisfied. And again, we're not making this number up. I'd say 76% of the time with your answers.
It's a nice solid.
It's a good
yeah,
C. It's a good C
However,
average.
here at
But
Blue
remember,
Eclipse,
C's get degrees.
That's true.
but
the
here
C's
at Blue
are-
Eclipse, we have a high standard.
Okay.
You needed 78. So what can you do to raise it 2 more points?
Give me a high five.
All right, I'm satisfied.
All right.
I guess Tyler doesn't
No,
get a high
I
five.
see.
too.
My satisfaction rating was already higher because you sat in my room with me and watched me play Sonic Adventure 2 till almost 5 in the morning.
Of course, I'm not gonna miss that. That
So
was
I
amazing.
already know.
Oh, I definitely missed that.
like I'm already somewhere in like the high 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were talking back a little. No. So yeah. Anyway, it concludes our very elaborate interview process that we may or may not do
Rigorous.
again.
May or may not.
Tune in next week where we are going to be in the exact same position that we are now, and may or may not have someone who's on the couch awkwardly over there. Depends on if he wants to join in or not.
Maybe.
Until then, I am Frank Joseph Hall,
I am Tyler D. Spence.
I am Evan Plumley.
who will be forcibly on this podcast until eternity.
Yay. All right.
E- e- e-